read 7 books this week and really enjoyed every single one, so let me give you some amazing book recommendations. I started the week off with The Poppy Fields. This is the author of The Measure. I haven't read this book yet, but it is on my TBR for this month as well, but this one was phenomenal. It comes out in the middle of June. This one tells a tale of 4 strangers who are all headed to the same location. They're headed to the Poppy Fields, which is a controversial healing center that claims to be able to heal your heartbreak. The concept is you actually sleep through the grief, so you wake up completely fine, but there is a side effect that does affect a portion of the people there. The twist in this one was wild. Next up, I read Homefield Advantage, and I feel like this healed just a little bit of my teenage self. I absolutely love this. This is a queer YA romance book, and it follows these 2 high schoolers. It's like a take on the classic football and cheerleader romance, but this time the football player who's coming into town to play on the team this year, her name is Jack, and everybody assumes that Jack is a boy, but Jack is actually short for Jacqueline. Now this does cause quite the stir in the football group and the cheerleading group. No one seems to be happy except this one cheerleader who is secretly queer herself, and they end up with the cutest romance again. This healed a little piece of me, and I absolutely love this book. I'm still moving and can't find this book, but I did also read on audio We Could Be Ras by Emily Austen, and this was a phenomenal read. I love this one. This one's a queer contemporary fiction, and it follows 2 very different sisters who are fighting their way back to each other. I don't want to go too in depth into the plotline of this one because I feel like I will spoil some things. Then I read Our Last Wild Days, which is a fun mystery thriller book. This one doesn't go a little bit too much into like animal hunting and death to me. It doesn't go super into detail, but it just mentions it enough that bothered me a little bit. This one follows a woman who works at a news outlet. She's headed back to her hometown after decades away. She had a falling out with her best friend years and years ago, but she's headed back into town because of her mother's health. She wants to be there to take care of her. Now, days after she arrives, her old best friend is found dead, and now she's trying to uncover what happened again. She works for that news outlet, so she's already interested because of that, but also this is her old best friend, and she is determined to get to the bottom of this. Then I read Last Night Was Fun, which is a book that comes out on the 10th of this month, and this was so adorable. I love this one. This is a classic contemporary romance. It's sort of a baseball romance, but not really. Neither of them actually play baseball. They both work in baseball like statistics, and the MMC used to be a really good baseball player, but he had an injury. Now this is a rival to lovers. She does not like him at all at first. She's the only female data analyst at this professional baseball team, and she's been like fighting tooth and nail to get to the point that she's at. She's fighting with him for a promotion, and she's also finding solace in this guy that she's texting that she's never met before. He was given the wrong number at a bar, and it turned out to be her number, so they've been having like 30 texts, and she doesn't know that he's actually the guy she's texting. Then I read Hooked by Emily McIntyre, and I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. This is my first book by her, and one of my first dark romances. I've read a few before, but I like this one. This one's a dark Peter Pan retelling. I can't wait to read the rest of the series. This is probably an unpopular opinion, but I did think that the spice took away from this one. And the last book I read this week is Between Friends and Lovers. This is a really cute romance as well. This has been on my TBR for way too long, so I'm happy I finally read it. This one follows a doctor who's also a social media influencer, and her life online seems kind of perfect, but she's actually struggling. She's had a decade-long crush on one of her best friends, and has not reciprocated, and he never has treated her well, so she decides she finally needs to move on from that. She ends up meeting this debut author, and they have quite the spark. It's a little bit of a love triangle situation, but really like this one. Alright, and that was all of them. Again, 7 books that I really love and recommend. If you've read any of these, I'd love to hear your thoughts.